Now to Duchess Kate paying tribute to her late mother-in-law, Princess Diana. Kate wearing Diana's favorite tiara at the royals' biggest bash of the year last night.
Kate Middleton has her first tiara moment since 2023, and she chose her favorite crown for the special occasion.
When Princess Diana died, her jewelry was locked away, untouched. Among those treasures was her most famous piece, the Lover's Knot tiara. For years, it stayed hidden in the royal vaults. That changed one evening at Buckingham Palace. When Catherine, Princess of Wales, stepped into the hall wearing the Lover's Knot tiara, it suddenly caught the attention of everyone. From across the table, Camilla watched Catherine gather all the attention, and it's safe to assume she didn't like it at all. But why would a single piece of jewelry spark so much tension? And why did this tiara matter more than any other? Let's find out. The night everything changed. The grand dinner at Buckingham Palace was unforgettable. Silverware shone on the tables, chandeliers lit up the high ceilings, and the royal family wore their finest clothes. And tradition filled every corner of the hall. It was meant to be another perfect night at the palace. Then Catherine walked in. Her dress was stunning, but it wasn't the gown that made the air shift. It was the Lover's Knot tiara, one of the most iconic and emotionally loaded pieces in royal history, sitting on her head. People who remembered Diana felt something stir. Some smiled in quiet admiration. Others exchanged knowing glances. The tiara seemed to carry Diana's presence into the room, wrapping Catherine in a legacy larger than the evening itself. Then Camilla entered with grace, wearing her crown. But something in her stride faltered when she noticed Catherine's headpiece. Her practiced smile dimmed for a fraction of a second. Years of control couldn't hide this shift. So what was this tiara, and why did it matter so much? The story behind the tiara. Tiara was created in 1914 for Queen Mary, a woman who recognized the significance of symbolism in royal jewelry. Made by the crown maker Gerard, it featured diamond arches and hanging pearls, making it look special and important. After Queen Mary's passing, the tiara was given to her granddaughter, Queen Elizabeth II. For years, it remained in the vault and was only brought out for special occasions. But when Diana married into the family, the Queen gave it to her as a wedding gift. Over time, it stopped being just a gift and became part of Diana's public image. She wore it everywhere, from state dinners to royal tours and countless moments when the world watched closely. The tiara wasn't just beautiful. It was physically heavy, pressing down hard when worn. Still, Diana continued to wear it, a quiet reflection of the pressure she carried as a royal, a wife, and a woman holding herself together while her marriage was falling apart. After she died in 1997, the tiara disappeared from public view. Locked away in the royal vaults, it stayed hidden for years. No one touched it. No one wore it. Then, in 2015, it returned, not on Camilla's head, but on Catherine's. The sight instantly brought back memories of Diana. Catherine wasn't Diana, and she never tried to be. But that single piece carried Diana's grace and heartbreak, and it did so without erasing the past. Wearing it was no casual choice. It was a moment steeped in history and emotion. In Catherine's hands, the tiara found a new life without losing its old one. It became a bridge between generations, between the woman who suffered and the woman who now carries on with quiet strength. That's why its appearance on Catherine's head that night mattered so much. It felt as though the tiara had chosen its new wearer, and in doing so, it brought a chapter of history back to life. Why Camilla never had it? By tradition, when a monarch passes away, the queen consort has first choice of the royal jewels. When Queen Elizabeth II died, Camilla gained access to the most prized pieces, but still, she couldn't get her hands on the Lover's Knot tiara. Why? Because this wasn't just a piece of jewelry. It was a symbol that carried Diana's story too deeply to be passed on without care. While some insiders said that she deliberately avoided it because she knew the emotional weight of it, which would lead many people to draw comparisons between her and Diana. Others believe that the decision was made long before the death of Queen Elizabeth II. Multiple accounts suggest that the Queen had personally earmarked the tiara for Catherine years earlier. If that's true, then her choice speaks volumes. It wasn't just about jewelry etiquette. It was about legacy. Elizabeth may have recognized Catherine's steady, controversy-free public image and seen her as the rightful guardian of Diana's memory. There's also speculation that William had a personal say in the matter. The tiara was deeply personal to him, tied inseparably to the memory of his mother and everything she represented. Placing it on the head of his wife was his way of honoring Diana's legacy while quietly signaling Catherine's role as its rightful successor in both style and spirit. For Camilla, this exclusion was a sting. After decades of judgment, whispers, and fighting for acceptance, she had finally reached the throne. But still, one of the monarchy's most symbolic treasures went to someone else. She could wear other historic jewels, but they would never be able to rival the emotional impact or deep public connection of the lover's knot. Some pieces belong to history, and some histories belong to certain people. The lover's knot, tiara, found its place on Catherine's head, not because Camilla lacked the right, but because she understood the quiet power of letting a legacy speak where it needed to, without interference or competition. The public response. The photos of Catherine in the lover's knot tiara spread like wildfire. Social media lit up with side-by-side images of her and Diana, and people started to draw parallels between the two princesses. Royal watchers praised the choice as respectful yet powerful. Headlines leaned into the symbolism. Diana's legacy lives on in Catherine. The tiara's return wasn't just a style moment. It was the quiet continuation of a story. Media outlets across the globe ran headlines framing Catherine as the modern echo of Diana. And in all that coverage, Camilla was barely mentioned. The reaction showcased a clear difference in how people felt about Catherine and Camilla. Catherine's appearance brought huge admiration from the public. Camilla's jewels were beautiful too, but they didn't create that same emotional connection or excitement. That's the quiet power Catherine now holds, a mix of elegance, warmth, and a living reminder of Diana's presence in the royal family. The tiara didn't just sit on her head. It seemed to lift her image even higher. In a family where public opinion can shape a person's entire legacy, the crowd's reaction spoke louder than any official royal statement. Which leaves one final question. How would Camilla choose to respond to being outshone in such a way? Camilla's failed counter-move. Camilla couldn't just watch Catherine gather all the attention. So, at the next major royal event, Camilla made her move. She wore the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a glittering piece steeped in royal history and once a favorite of Queen Elizabeth herself. She posed for photos in her immaculate gown and with a carefully practiced smile, the kind that had weathered decades of public scrutiny. But still, she couldn't stir the crowds like Catherine. Coverage was polite, even respectful. But public fascination drifted right back to Catherine and Diana's tiara. Camilla's display lacked the emotional charge that had electrified Catherine's appearance. The contrast was striking. Both women wore dazzling crowns, yet only one seemed to carry the weight of a legacy. The other, though regal, felt like a performance. In the monarchy, influence doesn't come from a title alone. It grows from moments that truly connect with people, moments that link the past to the present. Catherine seemed to find those moments with ease, as if the public's affection naturally followed her. Camilla's response showed that no matter how grand the jewel, the shine that matters most is the one reflected in the people's hearts. So, what do you think? Was this just a pretty fashion choice, or was it a smart royal move meant to send a message without saying anything at all? Drop your thoughts in the comments down below. And if you liked the video, smash that like button and subscribe. Also, consider turning on the bell notification so you don't miss out on future videos like this. Until then, see ya!